camera on?
Yep, we're good to go.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Girl, I don't think I could do this. You're going to have to do it. This was a bad idea.
Okay, at Jay's house
sweating.
today. At Jay's house today, we're going to be putting up.
I'm sweating right now.
You should be
I'm
sweating.
nervous.
This is a lot of work.
This is not good.
He inherited this old fluorescent light tube that is mounted to the ceiling with 2 of Grandma's hooks for her flower baskets.
Absolutely.
With some chain from I'm not quite sure, and it's a pretty old fixture. But we're gonna change it out, and we're gonna upgrade it to LED from the old fluorescence that it was.
Absolutely. We're going to see how much brighter it gets. And remember, always test and verify. Don't work hot.
And this this kit that we're using is dongle.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and speed this video up here. The whole process took about 45 minutes for us to fully install these LED lights from these old ones. And here we are taking the old bulbs out, being careful not to break them as they are filled with poisonous gas, I believe. Isn't that correct, Kurt?
I believe they are.
The LED ones are not filled with poisonous gas. So here's what the old homeowner had. He just had a ground plug screwed into the light socket here. We are going to actually do another video where we take that out, put a 1900 box extension on, and throw a couple outlets in there to plug this light and some other ones that we're going to be putting in there.
Because the ground strap is bypassed right now on that light.
Yeah, and that's just not really that safe. But we also may pick up some LED lights from Sam's Club and do a comparison video here coming up.
We did find out they are cheaper than some of these retrofit kits are. I'm assuming the retrofit kits are going to come down in price because they're kind of the maybe hot thing right now. Or for people like that have a light permanently
they
installed.
like their fixtures. If you like your fixture and you want to switch over to LED, here's the way to do it. The actual instructions for this particular upgrade kit tell you to leave the ballast in there. We are going to remove the ballast all the way here. Basically just strip it down to the basic shell, which is basically just a piece of metal.
It wouldn't hurt anything to leave it in there, but we figured why. Just might as well get rid of it. Ballast is pretty heavy.
It is very heavy, and we can take it to work to get rid of it. And we'll see. We're going to keep fast forwarding here and do a little more narrative. We're going to stop and let some parts play that we did. And the real reason we're leaving it up there is because there's nowhere for us to set it down in the garage. Yeah, so that is 100% true. My garage is a disaster area right now, which is why we left that up there. And here we are finishing taking this ballast out. I believe Kurt was threatening to hit me with that light bulb there. I'm not sure.
Jay asked me if I wanted to play swords with the fluorescent lights. We chose not to.
Nah, not a good idea. And the ballast came out. Pretty heavy. Pretty old light fixture, actually. This was an old Sears light fixture. Got to be from the 80s. Maybe a little bit newer than that. Maybe super early 90s.
Do you think that plug-in cord came on that? Or do you think somebody wired that in?
I almost think it came on there because it was...
it kind of seemed factory.
It did. It did. It had a... it took me a while to get it out. We cut through there.
That little plastic connector.
Yeah, it's a take-all or whatever you want to call it. It's in the top, and I'm eventually going to mount this right to the ceiling, so we wanted to take it out and switch the wire to the side. There are factory plugs on the side, factory knockouts on the side if you want to, on this particular light, if you wanted to daisy chain them. So we just went with that. But here we go. We're completely stripping this out. There's the old tombstones coming out. The kit comes with 2 tombstones per light bulb. Which is great because I actually screwed up in wiring the one. I wired it parallel instead of series. And
so we just cut that wire and put it on the side that's not going to be powered.
Right, because as we find out later in this video, only one side has power. The other side is just to simply hold it. And this is a good time to wipe down the light, especially when it's got 15 to 20 years of dust on it, which this one did. And there's the trusty T&Bs again, Thomas and Bet crimpers. I think they're one of the best ones out there you can get. I like them very much.
We're just salvaging some of the old wires that were in the fixture itself to use for the new fixture. You don't get any wire in the kit, so we're just using the wire that was in the old light. All the wire was in great shape, so why not reuse it?
Sure. Also, it's solid wire, which makes it easier to push into the new tombstones. Had it been stranded, I don't really know if it would really work.
Yeah, I've done it before in a bind, but it's not really fun, and it really doesn't work that well.
And Kurt's showing you here that no, it really does come down, and we're really doing it over our head because there really is no room in my garage right now. But we're going to skip a couple parts here,
and you can see that there's really nothing left of the fixture. It's simply a stamped piece of metal is all that we have left with a couple of hooks on it. So it's been completely gutted.
We're going to give you a different camera angle here. I got to get a new fitting since we pulled that factory plug out. If it was factory, I'm going to grab another take-all, and Kurt's showing you how messy my workbench is there. Yeah, we weren't kidding. So he's going to show you a different angle. I'm grabbing a new take-all here, which is probably all going to be changed. I'm going to end up hard piping this. We just wanted to get this out and show the difference in light here. But pretty much that's it. I'm going to take that plug out. We're going to go back to the original camera angle here.
Did it have one for a half-inch on it also? Yeah,
it
so it's 3/8 half-inch. We chose a 3/8 just to hold that cord in place.
Yeah, which a 3/8 and a half-inch are the same size knockout, buddy.
So what's the other?
I think it had a 3/4.
A 3/4.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, 3/4 inch knockout.
7/8 inch hole for a half-inch knockout.
Useless information that you'll never.
Completely useless information, which is pretty much what we're full of.
Yeah, full of useless information.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot about nothing. And here we go. We're just going to put that in there, tighten it up, make sure that the lock ring is on there and it's tight. It is feed the new extension cord through there, which I think we cut the ends off of my snowblower electric start.
Yeah.
So that worked out pretty well. Doesn't really matter. I just pull started anyways.
It's a new blower, so it's easy to start.
Yeah. And we got
a couple of pigtails there. I think you stripped back roughly, 6 to 9 inches
just
of wire.
Getting ready for the wire nuts to go on the old wires that we're going to wire up to the tombstones. Just using wire nuts and taping the wire nuts eventually here when we get to it. Stripping it all down. And like we said before, I wired the first tombstone the wrong way and ended up cutting it and just putting it on the other side. Cut the wires off, put it on the other side where there is no power, and it worked just fine that way. No big deal.
Were the tombstones labeled to tell you?
No, they're both the same.
I mean, to tell you hot or neutral or anything of
well, in the instructions, they kind of say one side they want hot and the other side is neutral. I really don't think it matters.
Well, with LEDs, it may.
It may. It was in the instructions.
Yeah, so anyway, we followed what the instructions said, but on which side to put the hot and which side to put the neutral. So.
And I actually messed up wiring it to the other light bulb. This kit only comes with one light bulb each, so I had to buy two of them because this particular fixture has two light bulbs.
It's kind of a different kit, I guess. I'm assuming we're going to see more and more of these kits out there because it's going to make a big difference. It went from 102 watts to 10 watts that it's actually going to be using. So that's a significant difference.
And here's Kurt handing me my ideal wire nuts. It didn't come with any wire nuts.
No, it did. You didn't. You threw them out.
I threw them away. I don't like using cheap wire nuts. Especially when you're doing electrical work in your own home. I buy quality stuff. That's like, don't use cheap electrical tape. It's going to come off eventually.
Yeah, that plastic, that stuff is so plasticky. The stuff you get for 99 cents a roll or whatever.
I like to use Scotch 33. It's one of the better ones.
3M.
3M's a good one.
Either or.
And here I'm putting a ground screw in the top. this new plug I put in. I'm going to run a ground wire to the fixture, so the fixture's grounded. And pull my pants up there.
Good to keep it safe with the grounds on there. You never know. Especially in the garage, maybe working wet.
And there's the other tombstones on the other side. You just put those into place. No wires go into them. So the one side's wired up. I got the wire nuts on there. We got the wire nuts taped with electrical tape. And now we're putting this cover on, and we're going to cut to actual live audio footage here.
Jay's a clean freak, so he's got to clean. Want me to hold the other side? Hold that side?
Nope. Most of these people are going to be doing this themselves, Kurt.
Yeah, most of them aren't you. Thank goodness. I'd help you, but you have to do this by yourself.
Please.
It's not. I don't see the hole.
I heard you had that problem, Kurt.
Sometimes. All right, that's one side. And the other. Is that magnetic?
No.
If you had a magnetic one, it would help.
That's all right. A poor mechanic blames his tools, Kurt. This stupid
For the record, the screw just went flying out of the non-magnetic screwdriver.
Put that in there. Shut up.
Really good mechanic. Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay, there we go. You're in. Here we're gonna finish off putting the cover back in, reassembling the light fixture back together.
And Kurt and I were just having a little fun there, goofing around. I did really drop that screw, and I was serious about a poor mechanic blames his tools, so I just kind of threw a little joke in there. But
never fails when you make a joke; it always backfires.
Absolutely. And I'm just checking, make sure that there's no pinched wires or anything. And here we go. We're going to install these light bulbs. They are a triangular shape, so the light comes down in like a cone. They work pretty well.
Kind of spreads the light out a little bit.
Yeah, it does. So let's cut to some more live audio here, and we'll finish this video up. Lettering is all on the same side because that makes Kurt mad.
Jay, man, Kurt would not pay attention to the
Okay, we should be ready to fire that up.
Yeah, that looks good.
And again, here we are going to change out that fixture to outlets, but we're getting ready to fire this up. And what do you think, Kurt? You think it's going to work or not?
Well, we know the real story of what's going to happen. We'll let you guys tune in to decide and see what happens. Finish out this video and see what you think.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a success. I flipped the light switch on, and for the record, nothing went on. I think you got to turn that in more.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got going on.
I think you got to turn that in more.
This thing is really
That's weird.
kind of
Okay, let's do this. So we're gonna drop.
Unplug that light.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a little bit of this light here, so it might get just a little bit dark. But then we're gonna turn on this other one. Well, I gotta get the extension cord.
Turn the light on.
We don't need that on. I got it plugged into the extension cord.
Oh. So okay, so that doesn't work at all. Are you fucking kidding me? You've got to be kidding me.
What happened? Neither one of them worked.
How could that not work?
I don't know. I'm gonna turn the light back on.
You've got to be kidding me.
Do you want to try moving them around while it's plugged in? Maybe the.
Here, hold this.
Do these go in a special way?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they have to. You have them in the wrong way.
AC input.
So there is a power end.
They're
I like
labeled.
to have them.
So if Kurt would have put them in, one would have been one direction and the other one would have been the other direction, and it would have lit up. But Jay had to have them both the same way, which happened to be the wrong way, and so neither one of them came on. Let's put the adapter back on and try it again.
That is perfect.
Where did you put the adapter?
It's up here.
I got it. I'm gonna flip the switch off for him while he plugs that in.
All right.
Let's try that one more time.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hit the switch.
Boom!
Boom.
All right, so this whole project took us about 45 minutes once we
Start to finish.
start to finish. We didn't get any tools ready or anything first. It's just running back and forth. We did clip a lot out, but just running back and forth to the toolbox and getting the tools, and Kurt handed me stuff, and 45 minutes start to finish.
I'd say realistic, maybe 20 by the time you get to the second one. Like if you did one, stopped and did the next one.
It would be much faster. Obviously, you'd have all your tools out, but it was brighter. And the daylight does add a lot. The daylight coloring of the light adds a ton. But here we are just bantering back and forth about what we just did. And if you like, we got more videos that are going to be coming out. Hit the subscribe button.
If you need a link, ask for it. We can throw in a link of the light conversion kit. And subscribe, like.
Tell us what you think.